I'm not kidding. Like, I know I'm not getting 150 likes, so I might as well just risk it. Hey everyone, it's your boy,
unproductive.
And since I didn't have a video idea for you guys today, I figured, why not just do a little video of telling you how my first couple days of school went so far. And so far, it's been terrible. So the first day was, about as, the best first day you can hope for. As in, it was pretty boring. The first day is probably the most unnecessary day out of all the school days of the whole year, and they try to make it out like it's so special. They literally clapped us in when I walked through the front entrance, which I mean, it's cool. I guess you're showing your school spirit or whatever, but I was walking in, I was so tired. I'm like, okay, yeah, I just want to get in, and then I realized, oh crap, there's a huge crowd there, and they're like, oh my god! Like, imagine that, me. You guys can probably tell I'm a pretty shy guy, when I'm not doing YouTube. I'm pretty quiet on YouTube anyways, so imagine me walking through the front doors, forgetting that they did that each year, and then them clapping me, and I'm just like, oh, hey, yeah, hey. One guy even was like, high five, dude, happy new school year, and I messed up the high five. Oh, it was so bad. So after that happened, luckily he was the last guy in that horde of people there. It was like the student council and just a bunch of other students. So luckily he was the last guy. I bolted in. And then I looked for my classes, and that was that. So that's a really good sign of how great a day it's going to be of the first day. So the reason I say why the first day is useless, unnecessary, and really boring and stuff is because, so yeah, when the bell rings, right? I talked to my friends early in the morning before the bell starts, the bell starts, what? I talked to my friends before the bell rings for the homeroom to start. So I went to my first period class, right? And I figured, okay, this is where we're gonna learn the rules and everything. This is where we're gonna introduce to the teacher. And no, after about 5 minutes of just him taking attendance, we leave to go to the gym for a speaker to speak. And I'm like, what a great first period. The whole school went into the gymnasium to listen to the speaker, and well, the speaker was really cool, actually. He had funny stories. He told us about, messages and how to go through life. It was kind of a cliche, but still, it was a pretty cool guy. But the thing is, no one in the school was listening to him, so you can imagine that. I mean, the guy was really cool. Like I think it was the grade 9s who were like laughing along and, playing along with his act and his jokes and stuff. But the other half of the school, like the seniors and stuff, they were just talking for like the first half of his whole talk. I just felt really bad for the guy because he was like, doing his cool speech and everything. Well, everyone just doesn't care. So we eventually became quiet in the second half, and yeah, it ended up going pretty well. He was a DJ, he played music, but then when he tried to make us clap, of course he didn't make us clap. It was just really awkward experience to watch. It was almost cringeworthy. It wasn't that cringy. Luckily, the speaker guy, he's young, so he was pretty cool. He just kept talking and doing his thing. He was really cool, but yeah, it was a little bit painful. We went back to homeroom. Then we left within like 10 seconds to go to our second period class. So I'm like, best homeroom introduction ever. So second period class for me is math. And you might think, oh, here we go. Finally, we're gonna get into, like listening to the class and listening to the teacher, because math is a pretty, like, teachers are usually kind of serious about math. Well, not really. It's a subject that you think there's no silliness involved. Well, no. Instead of, knowing anything about what we're gonna do this year, or, kind of meeting the teacher, even though I already did know who the teacher was because I had her the last semester, but for anyone who didn't have her, we did trivia. By the way, I'm not saying that I would rather learn school stuff. Like, no, I'd rather not have, like, it was cool that we didn't get to do any schoolwork stuff on the first day, which you shouldn't anyways, but it was just it was not planned out well at all. And oh god, I hope no one from my school sees this. I'm kidding. I loved my school so much. And the teacher, my math teacher, she's kind of a, how do I say this? An outgoing character. She's very positive and has a lot of energy. So, we did the trivia. It was all right, I guess. Got to put our thinking caps on. She actually said that to us. We did the trivia, and yeah, it was great. Okay, and then we just ended up going on our phones for the last 30 minutes of second period. And yes, periods were shortened, thank God. We zipped through the trivia for like the first 50 minutes of class, so we did nothing for the rest of the class. And oh my god. And then I had lunch, and lunch is obviously the best part of the day. But a little problem there too. We had what was called a common lunch that day, and every normal school day, you have, well, most schools I know have 2 lunches. You know, first lunch, second lunch. First lunch is after second period, second lunch is after third period, so then, you know, half the school was in first lunch, half the school was in second lunch, right? We had a common lunch, so all 1,000 kids or plus in our that goes to the high school was eating lunch in the same cafeteria, and it was horrible. It was horrible. There's no room whatsoever to sit anywhere, so you have to sit outside, which is fine enough, but it was actually a chilly September day on the first day of school, so yeah, that was not fun. And you couldn't hear anything unless you went outside, and the outside little courtyard where you can eat, it's not really a courtyard, just like an entrance with a bunch of plant pots. Oh yeah, and they were selling pizza, and it was good pizza, but imagine the line, boys. So then third period starts, which is physics for me. And that was probably the only normal class that I've ever been in. I don't really remember what we did. Oh right, we did nothing. I think we were supposed to play another game in third period, because in first period you had the speaker, second period you had the trivia game. Third period, I had no idea what we were supposed to do. The whole period I was just on my phone talking with my friends, which was actually fine and which was good. But they were supposed to have ballots or something, and you're supposed to, I have no idea what was happening. It was just so badly planned that we ended up doing nothing the whole class. That was it. There's nothing else to say except third period we did nothing. Finally we got to fourth period, and again, these are shortened classes. We go to fourth period, it's English for me. So yeah, we went to fourth period for, again, like 5 minutes before we had to leave to the gym for another assembly. And this assembly was what you call the pep rally. Basically, the student council organizes this event and, you know, welcoming everyone to the school. And what we did was we split the grades up into 4 grades, and those were the teams. There were games. The grade 12s ended up winning because, of course, they're the grade 12s, and they're the least shy out of all the grades. So yeah, the grade 9 basically has no chance. And the pep rallies are probably the worst thing about the first day. Oh god! Imagine this, a school, a gymnasium full of students. Again, we just went and did it like earlier in the day with the speaker, but now we do it with an even less organized group because it's a bunch of students organizing the thing, and anything but like bad things can only happen. I don't know what you can expect from a freaking pep rally organized by the student council. Again, not to bash on the student council, they're actually I really like them. They do cool events. But oh boy, they try, like the student council, they were all like energetic and they were cool and it wasn't awkward, but we just could not hear them at all. I had my friend sitting beside me and I wanted to talk to him and I had to yell at him. The thing is, I couldn't even hear the people upstage talking. And so I'm like, the next game is blah, blah. But thankfully the day finally came to an end. Finally got home, the first day of torture was done. And then the second day started. What I can safely say is, holy crap, my teachers are crazy. So first period, again, it's the period that I had no idea who my teacher was. It's communications technology, so it's something I actually would love to do and you think I'd be great at, because it's, you know, graphic design, video editing, Photoshop, all that stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm a YouTuber. And the teacher seemed really cool, and I was starting getting pretty excited for the class, although I don't have any like close friends there, so I don't really have anyone to talk to, so that's a bad thing about it. And I realized this teacher is pretty strange. His rules are pretty strange. So basically he was like, well, after he finished all the rules, which are fine enough, he was like, oh yeah, and by the way, like this girl here, she was like a pretty smart girl. She had a 90 last year in this class. So yeah, do these rules apply to her? And I was expecting him to say, of course, everyone is equal in this class. But the teacher said, no, of course not. She has a 90. Like, she has a 90. Obviously, she has no problem with these rules. So yeah, no, these rules don't apply to her. She has a 90. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a pretty funny joke, teacher. But he wasn't joking. He was dead serious. And he continued on by saying, if starts breaking these rules or anything, I'll just be like, well, too bad. She had a 90 last year. So apparently, if you get a good mark, you don't have any rules applied to you. But he seemed cool enough, except for that rule. So I guess I have to get a 90 in order to get immunity, basically. Jesus. So yeah, that was first period, and then second period is my math, as I told you before. I'm gonna be honest here. I think energetic is a bit too soft of a word. She's crazy. She loves math. I'm afraid that if I ever admit to her that I don't really like math, she's gonna be like, oh, that's okay, I'll just kill you in your sleep. But she's like, I really like her. I'm just joking around, really. She's a really good teacher, but she can get very, very positive and like always smiling. She's one of those types of teachers, but She's great. Third period was actually the really most sane class ever. My science teacher is really cool so far. He doesn't do jokes much. He's just your run-of-the-mill, really nice, good science teachers. But I feel bad because I kind of almost fell asleep in that class, which I have no idea why. I guess I was so tired that day. When he was teaching stuff, I was like, my eyes were like drooping, and I was actually about to like, my head was about to fall on the desk, and I have no idea why. The class wasn't even that boring or anything. A good thing I didn't fall asleep, because well, that would be pretty embarrassing. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just really tired today. Finally, last period, my English teacher, she's also pretty weird. She like speaks in this like, oh, I don't really care voice. But she's like, oh yeah, by the way, I don't let you guys listen to music. If you see a phone, I'm gonna, take it from the office, I don't care. Anyways, that was my story of how school has been going so far. Let me know how it's been going for you. Has it been going good, great, better than expected? Are you even in high school yet? Are you even in college? Holy crap, that's crazy. Tell me how it's been. I'd love to know. And let me know if you want me to make more of these videos where I just talk to you guys, tell you stories. I'm not gonna be like a story time YouTuber, Tana Mongu. So yeah, thanks for watching this, and yeah, 150 likes, I'll unironically wear this is cool. Good luck with that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.